This begins COMM 45 Section 83 Vlog Discussion 4. Today's readings hit me personally. I like since they were talking about singing and music, it hit me on a personal level because I myself, I like to sing very casually, but the topic of auto-tune, I'm very familiar with it. I listen to a lot of music with auto-tune and I personally like it. But I can see the entire discourse around autotune being fake and cheap. But I like how the reading in itself addressed the two different viewpoints on autotune. On one hand, you have artists who use it to correct small mistakes, and honestly, it's barely noticeable. But they also make a great point of stating how some artists, some singers only need one take, and we can say it's a very bad take, and even then, they can just use auto-tune to fix it, and then suddenly it's a song that's trending for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But personally speaking, I'm not against auto-tune per se, because in the grand scheme of things, even though auto-tune is a kind of cheap and fast way of getting good results, the results of autotune don't really show that it's a problem. Like, personally speaking, autotune is used to correct pitch imperfections, and some artists use it extensively. Like, for example, they mentioned Keisha or like The Weeknd or Maroon 5. They mentioned that how they extensively use autotune in their music, but even so, their music is very popular and it's enjoyed by millions across the world. So I don't really find that as a problem, but I do get the argument. And of course, there's a small group of people or group of singers who use their imperfections without autotune to their benefit, and honestly, I've recently discovered an artist who does that, and I would have to say I prefer that a whole lot over autotune. The artist in particular I'm talking about is this Japanese singer named Ado, and she uses a lot, she forces her voice a lot, and it ends up creating very sharp, broken vocal stems. But in the context of her music, it really enhances the experience. Moving on to the next one, I went through this one a little quickly. I skimmed through most of it, but what I could understand is the reading talks about how music is a very powerful thing. It's a valid way for a group of people to preserve their culture and language. Not just that, but also allows that group of people to express their struggles and share their stories as they experience it. And it's a way to tell a story and have other people emphasize with them, but also allows others that are not like them to understand their struggles. And in a way, music produced this way as a form of preservation tends to do well and follows its initial purpose of preservation. And I think it's quite powerful. And then lastly, the last one, I found a lot of parallels between the first reading and the third reading, but I also see aspects of the third reading in my everyday life, especially on social media, where like criticisms of pop music have become very strange. People who enjoy a certain pop artist or type of pop music tend to be very harsh towards those who don't or have a different opinion of them. And it strikes me strange as why that's the case, because criticism in it of itself is expression. It expresses how one feels about a certain type of media or thing, but it feels a little wrong to attack someone just because their criticism or opinion is different. And the way I see it is the criticism nowadays is not just like passing criticism, but it's also like some people take it really seriously and it's strange. Like in the reading, it mentions how some people have devoted themselves and basically made it their job to be a critic. And it's strange because some of these people are grown people in their 20s, 30s, and what they think of pop music may not necessarily reflect younger people or like the new generation. In a way, the criticism from the older people don't really reflect the newer generation and the new trends. And all in all, instead of providing a self-made opinion, poptimism restricts that opinion to only the popular, mass-agreed opinion, and in my opinion, that kind of defeats the whole general point of criticism.